Welcome to July Junk Journal Challenge for 2025. I'm excited that you've joined me. We're going to have a really creative and relaxed month of junk journaling throughout July. We'll be working with 23 prompts, one for each weekday. I hope you're able to use the prompts to spark your imagination and get your journal filled with all sorts of lovely goodness. So let's make something beautiful every weekday in July. Hello everyone, it's Leigh here. Oh wow. I'm just overcome with gratitude to everybody that's decided to join me on this fun little trip. And our channel list has grown. So we're up to 31 channels now. So I'll read them out in a minute. There's a couple of things, little bits of housework I want to do before we get on with what we're doing today. So we are up to day 3. So Botanical's the prompt. Got my book, got my stuff ready. I have created a Facebook page. It's just editing Leigh here. Just need to let you know that that Facebook page isn't suitable for what we're doing. So I've created a group instead. So you can post your images on there. You just use the same hashtag. It works in Facebook, YouTube and Instagram. On that Facebook page, I've also put the links to the documents that I made, so the printables for the prompt list and this thing, the day list. Okay, so that you can cut up and use for labels. Another thing, I didn't even think to mention this. I just assumed everybody knew about it. I'm in Australia, so we are about between 12 and 16 hours ahead of most of the people that are watching my videos. So a lot of people were shocked when my first video went up on the 1st of July in Australia, which was still the 30th of June in many of the countries that are viewing my videos. So keep that in mind. I will change the time if you want me to. Just let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'm posting at about 3 o'clock in the morning Australian time. So that's Australian Standard Time. Alrighty, so channel names. There's so many of them. I'm so happy to see this. So we've had a few that have come on, some new ones since yesterday, actually since the first video was put up. So I've already filmed the second one and it's up and scheduled to go live early in the morning tomorrow, which will be the 2nd of July Australian time. But some new ones that have come in and said that they want to join the fun. Audrey from Odds and Ends. Annie from My Creative Detour, and I think she's from Australia too by the sound of her voice. She's either Australian or New Zealander, I'm not sure. Lonnie from Grace Blossoms For You. Susan Gazaway, so her channel is called Susan Gazaway Paper Crafting. Then I've got Linda from Linny P's Place. Lavinia from Lavinia Nova. And there was a channel that said they were going to play along in the comments, they mentioned. And that was Junk Journaling Barbie 5007. But I can't find that channel. So we have 31 channels, which is fantastic. Alrighty, let's get on with today's prompt, which is Botanical. Now, I have got some bits and pieces here. Botanical, I always think of leaves and things like that. So let me just, this is my little thing to cover up the previous page. That was my touch of gold. Yeah, so I've got a pink page. I don't really like to work on that actually. It's pretty, but I'd rather not work on it. I was wondering if I should use another page or maybe I can cover that in gesso. I just got to find my gesso. Where are you? Here we go. Had a little bit of a tidy up. You must be sick of hearing me say that. I feel like a complete nutter, as I've said it so many times. Anyway, yeah, I've got a bookcase that I've got in my studio, and it was covered in not books, but all other sort of stuff. And then I've got my books sitting on the shelf where my other stuff should be. So I thought, what's the point of that? And I've just quickly swapped them over. So I've got my books on my bookshelf, and I actually filled it with books. I can't believe that I've filled it completely. Books and paper sources, you know, like docket books, customer checks, and that sort of thing. And school books that have got grid, what is it called? Graph paper in them. Okay, so it's a start. I need to dry that, so I'm just going to quickly turn the camera off and dry that with my hairdryer. Okay, so I think we're good to go. This page is going to be a little bit more mixed media-ish than what I've been doing for the other two pages. So there's still going to be some collage in there, but I want to add in some other stuff, such as maybe some stenciling and perhaps some stamping as well. I found this, which I really like, and I'd love to be able to use that. So what I was thinking of doing with this is I'll have to cut it off a bit. I like it there. I just want to cut a strip out of that so I can attach it to the top of the page and just have it over the top of what I'm going to do. So I'll pop that to the side, what I've got here. My little label. Now this is some of the botanical prints that I did the other day with the watercolours and the leaves. Got this bit here, which is a bit of franken paper. I've got a bit out of a dictionary which has got the word botanical on here somewhere. There it is. Botanist, botany, botanize. That is going to go in there. And that. I have this really nice piece of, I don't know if you can see it. It's really subtle. Got this beautiful little print on it. I've got this, which is a leafy stencil. I've got my favourite stamp, which I found, which is just a little, well, you can see what it is there. What I'm going to do first is stick on some of these papers, and I'm going to use a bit of matte gel. So what I should do is just position them, and I want to leave a spot to write, because remember, I'm putting writing on every page. Until I get sick of it. These are the ones that I really love. If anybody gets behind, you know that's not a problem, don't you? Because it doesn't matter if you're behind. I mean, there's a schedule, but you don't have to stick to that. It's the list basically. So please don't worry if you think you're behind, because you just do this at your own pace. The last thing I wanted was for people to be worried that they're not keeping up. So that it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You work at your own pace. Put this in here. Have I used any ink so far? I don't know whether I actually have. There's an ink pad on my desk somewhere. I love the way that looks against that. It's really pretty. Got these little serviettes here. No, what are they? Doilies. Paper doilies. Let's see if I can get one of them in there. It's probably got put doily as a prompt somewhere. No, doesn't seem to be. Let's tear off this in half. So I hope the the Facebook thing works, because I'm not a big user of Facebook, and I was in a little bit of a hurry when I made the page. So I'm hoping it all works. I know a couple of people have posted on it already, which is fantastic. Ooh, I just found something. I've got one of these. I could even put like a real leaf in there, couldn't I? That would look really nice under that. But I think it's a bit big, so if I use it, I'll have to cut it down. Let's take these off. It's getting there. That looks nice. Now I'm thinking, do I want to use these ones? I picked it up thinking I would use it as a stencil. That's what I was going to do with it. Okay, I'm sort of happy with this here. I want to put a little bit of ink around. Okay, I had to go looking for my ink pad and my little dauber. So I've inked up these pieces here. So I'm going to glue them down. I'm just going to use my spatula to do that. And this isn't an art supply tool, it is actually a kitchen implement. Now I want to put a little bit of stamping on top of that. I want to use my black ink. So I've got this one, which is Versa Magic. Now I'm going to attach this on here somewhere. There, maybe. And I'm still going to use this. I think I might stencil first. I've got to leave room to write, so I have to not put anything down here. But what I'm going to do is just run, just in this section on here, a little bit of this ink. So I've got one of these little brushes. I always go in too hard with these things, make it too dark. It's subtle, not dark enough. Now, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, would you be kind enough to subscribe? The same thing with all the people whose channels are playing along. If you wouldn't mind popping over to their channels and having a look at their videos and leave them a thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to their channels as well, because I'm trying to help a few smaller channels out. So we're a pretty friendly community here in the junk journaling gang, so that'll be nice. I don't know if it needs that thing there. I'm thinking just this fern leaf would be fine. Something I would like to do before I stick that down is just to go around the edge of the page with my Stabilo pencil. So I'm going to use my ruler to keep me on the straight and narrow with this. Now, okay, so we've got that nice little outline there. I would like to just draw some little leaves or something on there. So these are black graphic markers. They don't always work. So I'm just going to do like a little vine. So nothing crazy, or you don't need a degree in art to do something like I'm doing here. It's really simple. And it doesn't matter what you do, it's going to look good. That will do that. Now, what's the best thing to glue this down with? I think I'm going to use art glitter glue on it. And then on the stem, I'm going to put some tape on it. Just maybe a little bit of washi tape. I've had this leaf in my room for over a week now. And I thought it would have fallen to pieces, you know, gone brown and horrible by now and fallen apart. But it's hanging in there. The leaves are really big. But yeah, I'm glad I thought to pull some of the bits off. If you can hear any funny noises in the background, it's my robotic vacuum cleaner. Sounds like it's pushing a chair, one of the dining chairs around. Okay, so that's good. Now I want a bit of washi tape. Put my washi tapes in these empty boxes that the baking paper and other things came in. I actually like this green. I don't know whether it's going to go on the page very well. Probably not. But I do have this other one which is multicoloured, so that might work better. So I'm going to use some glue stick with this because I don't trust washi tape. That's nice, isn't it? Can you see it? Oh, got a bit of sunshine there. Quite transparent, but it's got all those colours in it. So I'm going to put that. I'm going to do 2 pieces of it. One here, and then one down there. And then I've got my little writing space there. Okay, now I want to put my little label on. I'm just going to snip the corners off. Now if you've enjoyed the video, can you give it a thumbs up? And can you leave a comment? You don't have to write War and Peace. You can just leave a smiley face or a heart. Oh, I didn't cut that very well. Let's just get rid of the number. Right. Pop that up the top. I'd be interested to know if you've used these little labels, what you've printed them on. Have you done something different and exciting? I just love the way they look on the brown paper. So that's shopping bag that I printed on. There's some sketchy lines around that. What am I going to write today? Okay, so this bit of acetate, I want to cut that down and I want to put that over the top. Oh, sorry about that reflection. Alrighty, so now I can't make up my mind which way I want it to go. I want the leaves, so I'm going to, it's almost exactly the right height. So I will cut it. So I'm going to cut it there and here. Okay, so I'm just going to use my paper cutter to do that. Okay, so I've got that cut so it's just a little bit smaller than the page. I'm going to round the corners on it. So what I might do is put a little tab on here. I think this will be better if it's stapled on rather than held on in any other way, unless I use more of that washi tape. Alright, I'm going to go back to the original, which is this idea. Make sure I get it straight. So I just want to wet this. Stabilo with just a damp paintbrush. A little bit of water on it, just to make that bloom the way I love it to. Alrighty, let's go back to this thing here. It's got to go that way. I think I'd staple this on first. Make sure I get this nice and straight. Straight-ish. Okay. Then this. I guess and I could just trim that off a little bit if I wanted to. Yep, I'm just going to take a bit of that curve out. I take it off completely, one or the other. And I'm just going to use a little bit of glue on that, art glitter glue. will be the best because it dries clear. So I might not even staple this. So I'm just going to squash them together to spread the glue out. Open it up. And then just pop it on the top here. Then I can push it right down to the eyelet. So that can lift up like that. I can write in my little writing area. I still have to write something. Okay, so what I have written is, this leaf comes from my garden. Adrian and Margaret gave me a piece of their plant. This page will remind me of my friends when I look back at these pages. Gave me a piece off their plant. And I'm just going to draw something down here. Just a little flower. Or two. Let's have a look. Alright, so day 3 is botanical. So under my transparency, I've got collage, I've got a piece of a fern leaf, I've got some stenciling, and I've got my little bit of writing. And my plant or flower foliage, flower and leaves, printed on this piece of acetate that I've had hanging around. So I thought I'd use it, and a little tab on the top of the page. So that's day 3 finished. So far I've done this one for my unhinged lady playing the keyboard there. And then I have my touch of gold. And then botanical. I don't know how long this leaf is going to last. Maybe I'll coat it in some matte gel medium or something. Alrighty. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and let me know what you're doing for botanical when you get around to doing it. Maybe this has inspired you to do something similar. This one was really perfect, actually. It worked out well for my long page, but then that was, well, it would have, wouldn't it? Because I was doing it on the long page, so it had to be, had to fit on there. Anyway, the world according to Leigh. Alright, okay, so we'll see you for the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Have fun in your craft room, and the next one is something vintage. See you then. Hugs and cheers from Australia. Hooroo.